Alright, hello guys, welcome back to another Minecraft video, and today I will be showing you three types of Minecraft houses with its pros and cons so you know which house you want to build. So let's do this. Okay, so for the first type of the house, you take advantage of your surrounding territories and you make them your house. Like for example, here I'm digging a hole or a place for mining, but actually I'm also turning this into my house, and by efficiently managing my resources I can turn this into a legitimate house that you can live in. Also, you can ignore where that oak doors and stone pickaxe came from. I totally did not go into creative mode to get those, okay? But anyways, as you can see here, you can put in a crafting table and a furnace, and you can also manage space. I mean, you don't really have to build anything, you just have to dig down and then you can just put anything that you want. So it's really cost efficient and also not time consuming. This is one of my favorite house builds that you can do in Minecraft. So the pros of this house are it's efficient to build, it doesn't consume that much time to build, and also it saves blocks because unlike the generic house that you build, it actually doesn't require any, and in turn it actually gives you blocks because you're technically mining. You're just covering your mining spot with dirt, or you can cover it with wood or some other blocks. So the cons of this is it's hunger consuming because well, your house is basically a mining place, and you have to jump a lot to get to where you want. And as you know, jumping consumes a lot of hunger. And this house doesn't have any aesthetic, which in my opinion doesn't really matter. So, in my opinion, this is the best house you can build because it is fast, it doesn't require that much effort to build, and it takes advantage of the surrounding environment. So for example, you can build just on a flat surface, or you can even build on the side of a cliff. It's really helpful. The only place that you can't really build this type of house is the ocean. Duh, that's the only place where you can't really make a build because the surface of the ocean is way too deep, and it's not really worth it because there's definitely drowns waiting to kill you. Even worse if there's a drowned with a trident because they can two-shot you if you don't have any armor. So yeah, also it's really hard to build in the ocean. So the second type of house is, well, structures. You just take structures for yourself, like for example a village. You can just go to a village, you can just take that village for yourself. You can even have villagers trading for you, and even better if there's a librarian because you can get enchanted books and whatnot, and that will be very useful to you. So finding a village is the hard part in this, which I'm gonna add to my list of cons of this type of build. It's not really a build, it's just finding a structure. But remember, it's not limited to villages only. You can find any other structures. Like for example, you can find the stronghold. You can actually make the stronghold your base after you've removed all of the spawners and polish it a little bit, light up every single part of the stronghold, and it'll actually be a really good place to stay. Or you can even use a sand pyramid. The pyramid where you can find in deserts, you can actually make them your home. Just be creative enough. It's almost like using the environment, just like the first type of this house build, which I really like, by the way. But the difference is you don't really have to spend that much block. You just have to polish it a little bit. This makes it really efficient, but you don't really like do stuff, which is not the point of this game. I know I'm being like a little prick here, but uh, just finding these kind of structures without doing anything is what makes it really not that accomplished. I mean, yes, I'm a lazy person. I don't like to put in hard work, but the first one I like it's because I actually do something and then I get something in return. And for this one, I'm just stealing from the local villagers, and I don't think stealing is something that you would do normally, and I don't think it's also legal anywhere else. So yeah, and this is one of the best ones. You can just find any structures, you can loot it, and then you can make it your house. But for certain structures like strongholds and pyramids, you have to torch it up a little, and that kind of annoys me because you need to spend a good amount of torch to actually cover the whole area so you can make sure that no monsters can spawn. So the pros of these type of builds are there's no building needed, maybe only a little bit of polishing. There are some useful loots most of the time, and there is aesthetic value, so you don't need to complain about it being like ugly or anything like that. And the cons for this is that it takes a long ass time to find. For example, this fucking village actually take me like 10 minutes to find. And that's with creative mode, by the way. It took like 10,000 fucking blocks to just find a savannah with this village in it. And only some structures are actually hospitable for early game. Like actually only the village is hospitable for early game. I mean, what are you gonna do in a pyramid? You're in early game. You're probably gonna have only wood stuff, and you're basically gonna spend a lot of your resources trying to polish the pyramid. Like for example, you're gonna spend a lot of your torches, so it's gonna be harder to save coal to cook your meat. And for structures like Woodland Mansion, it's just not plausible for early game. And for structures like Stronghold, there's no way you can find a stronghold in early game. Like it's just impossible, unless you're a freaking speedrunner or something. And now we arrive at my most hated type of house to build. It's literally just building a house. Like, listen, I am lazy and I do not want to spend 15 minutes building a shit house. I don't like it. I'll be blunt. Okay? I hate it. I hate it so much that in this footage, I'm actually gonna use creative mode to just build the house altogether. I'm too lazy to farm a whole forest of wood just to try and make a good big house. All right, I hate it. I hate making houses with wood, with stone, or with anything, something like that, because it takes so long to just build. It wastes a good bit of your time while you should be finding sheeps to kill so you can sleep your first night to avoid risk of death. But here you are just building a casual house with almost no meaning at all. You wasting your time, your precious time, just to build a house that a creeper can just go in and easily break. And this is just, I just don't like it. Okay, so here you go. It's a time lapse of how I built my house. So did you enjoy the time lapse? I worked really hard on it.
That's so weird talaga.
Anyways, I forgot to put in some doors, and here you go, the beautiful house that I spent 1 year working on. And I think it looks good. Yeah, don't you think that I'm good at building? Totally didn't put this in the last place because I hate it or anything. I mean, it's not because I'm just being sarcastic right here or anything. So, you see, you can put some chest here. You can put a crafting table. You can put some furnace on it. Those last two houses don't have that benefit. Totally not. It's not sarcasm or anything. So as you can see here, I've written down the incredible pros and the subjective cons. So the pros is it has aesthetic and it has style, it has elegance, has that finesse that you're looking for. Too bad the cons are it takes like fucking everywhere. It takes forever to build. It wastes like 60 trillion forests, woods just to fucking build, which you have to chop down to actually start building. Just you can just use that time to craft items. I don't understand why you have to waste all that fucking wood to build a shit house. And if you're not finished with that house, it's gonna look like shit. It's gonna downright the hell. It's so gonna look like trash, okay? That's why this house is the normal house is last place. Like you don't want this. Just use the first two suggested ones. They're more efficient, they're more useful, and while the first one takes up hunger and second one takes up time, you can just hunt food for the first one as it doesn't really take time to build that, and as for the second one, you just gotta get a lucky spawn like you're a speed runner using a random seed, not a random seed, but a set seed. Anyways, that's for my video today. If you have any suggestions, you can just put it in the comment. Thank you for watching. I want to go to sleep. Bye.